Hey, this is Brian Terrian from the Disability Digest, and in this video I'm going to give you, call it my version of the disability approval process in hopes of simplifying it for you to help you understand what the guidelines are, what to expect, and maybe help you understand if you qualify or what you need to do to get approved. So first of all, you're looking at the Code of Federal Regulations, which is the medical vocational guidelines that Social Security uses to determine if a case is going to be approved for disability benefits, and this is used when cases go to court. The judge will commonly work with attorney, non-attorney representative and go through the guidelines in which an individual meets. So as a general rule, the older you are, over 50, the easier it is to get approved for disability, and under 50, the more difficult it is. So I'll go through how that works. So the link for this page will be below the video. So what you're looking at here is a residual functional capacity grid, that they call it, which breaks down an individual's age, education, work experience, work capabilities into the kind of type of work that they can do to determine if they are eligible for disability. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you an example of an individual that is closely approaching advanced age. So this would be an individual that is between 50 or 54. So this type of work in this grid, and there's 3 grids that I'm going to show you, this is sedentary work, means that they really can only do the lightest form of work that's out there. So if they are closely approaching and they have limited or less education, unskilled, or no skills, then they are found to be disabled. So I'm going to go down to the next grid, which has a higher degree of work capability that one can do. Okay, this is light work. And if we look at the individual here, closely approaching advanced age, they are found disabled if they're illiterate or unable to communicate in English. And that's it. Other than that, they are not found disabled. And then if you scroll down here and you look at closely approaching advanced age, and this is medium work, then they are, if they can do medium work and they have limited or less education, unskilled, then they are not disabled. So if you're over 50, you need to factor in, like, what is it I can do for work? Can I do what's defined as medium work? Can I do what's defined as light work or sedentary work? And that usually, if you are have done a good job in following either lessons and have your limitations put in your medical records, then you can get a clear understanding of what that is. So that's going to be some of the determining factors for you. So and the reason for these grids, my understanding is because when you're over 50, it's more difficult to get back to work. Your recovery is longer. There's fewer jobs that if you're not able to do one job, and it's more difficult to transition into another job. So for a younger individual, it's different. When I say younger, that's 50 years, under 50 years old. In those instances, one needs to prove that they're not able to do any type of work, like be a greeter at Walmart, a ticket taker at a movie theater, a parking lot attendant that just sits in the booth and checks people out. Any job like that, it's not dependent upon what you did for work before. And then on the other side of that, for individuals that are over 50, a couple of examples that hold true to these grids that I've gone through are there was an individual that was a lifelong musician, and he was a bass player, and his shoulder became locked up, and it's all he did, played music forever at a very high level, and was not able to do that anymore, and was approved for disability because he could no longer do the type of work that he did before. I've seen other instances where there's truck drivers that develop diabetes or develop chronic back pain and are not able to drive truck anymore. Now, for diabetes, there's a criteria that you're not able to get your CDL renewed if your diabetes is out of control, which it was for this one particular individual. So without a CDL, the permission to drive a truck, the individual could not work and was approved for disability and was in its mid-50s, I want to say 54. So those are a few examples. So hopefully from this you've kind of taken what the general understanding is for where you need to go and what you need to do to get a disability case approved. And in addition to all of this, again, you need to have the medical evidence, continue your treatment, get your limitations into your medical records so that you can prove that you do meet this criteria. So I hope you have found this video helpful. If you have, join us for more other videos that we have. Give us a like, share the video, and of course we welcome your comments, feedback, especially if this helps you get approved. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks. It's been Brian Tarian.